What's your favorite classic iPhone game? Think back to the early days of mobile gaming. Maybe you had your own iPod Touch, or maybe you borrowed your mom's phone when you were waiting for your turn at the dentist. Angry Birds, Fruit Ninja, Cut the Rope, and countless other games took up innumerable hours of our time whenever we needed something to do for a few minutes. They were quick, simple, and easy to pick up and put down without skipping a beat. These days, mobile gaming has become an entirely different beast, with games like Genshin Impact and Tower Fantasy being equally as intricate on our phones as they are on our home consoles and computers. The quality of the new wave of mobile games are impeccable, but there's something to be said about the simplicity of a quick iPhone game. When I think of the perfect iPhone game, one in particular immediately comes to mind: Temple Run. At one point, Temple Run was the most popular free app on the entire App Store, as well as being the highest grossing app in 2012. But how did this app come to be? What is it like today? And what's its future? Hello everyone, my name is Apple Guy, and welcome to my Temple Run Retrospective. In case you've never seen or played Temple Run, it's a very easy game to understand. The player controls Guy Dangerous, an adventurer who has stolen a sacred monkey idol, causing evil demon monkeys to chase you around the outskirts of a maze-like temple. Players need to tilt their phone and swipe in all directions in order to dodge obstacles and turn corners. Collecting coins is also important, as they allow you to upgrade the power-ups present across the maze. If you collide with an obstacle, fall off the track, or trip too many times, the monkeys will catch up, and the game ends. Temple Run was released by Imangi Studios on August 4th, 2011 for 99 cents, and was the 8th game they developed. Imangi was founded in 2008 by Natalia Lukianova and Keith Shepard, a married couple who sought to create easy-to-understand games for the masses. Artist Kirill Changov also joined the team prior to the release of Temple Run. In the early days of Imangi Studios, success was not abundant. They certainly didn't flop, but Temple Run was their first brush with massive success. In an interview with CNBC, Shepard discussed how previous Imangi products, such as twin-stick shooter Max Adventure, proved to be too difficult for iPhone gamers to grasp. Shepard states, "We went to more of a gamer game, where you'd play at home on a console. It wasn't great for the mobile space." This proved to be a learning experience, however, as from the ashes of Max Adventure came Temple Run. When asked about this, Natalia Lukianova responded, "Out of our biggest failure, we created our biggest success." Upon its release, Temple Run became a massive hit. Bolstering this was the fact that in December of the same year, the game became free to play. After the transition to freemium, it became one of the top 50 most downloaded apps of the month. The game currently sits at an 80 out of 100 rating on Metacritic, with critics singing praise such as, "If this game isn't on your phone, you're doing yourself a huge disservice," and "It's simple and fun, and it's free. What are you waiting for? Go download it now." Temple Run became such an iconic game that it became a whole series. The original game was followed by Temple Run Brave, Temple Run 2, and Temple Run Oz in the following years, as well as a VR game released in late 2014. In 2021, a Match 3 styled game was also released with the Temple Run branding, but it features wildly different gameplay than its predecessors. Temple Run Brave and Temple Run Oz were both movie tie-in games with Disney to coincide with the releases of Disney Pixar's Brave and Disney's Oz, the Great and Powerful, respectively. While I won't be talking much about these games, I wanted to mention them as they are a testament to the cultural impact and influence that Temple Run had in the early 2010s. The game was so impactful that Warner Brothers and David Heyman, the producer of all 8 Harry Potter films, were in negotiation with Imangi to create a film adaptation of the video game. While this movie never came to fruition, it shows how truly massive the mobile game was. Today, Temple Run might not receive the attention it once did, but the game is still deeply cared for. On the Imangi Studios website, they proudly brand themselves as the creators of Temple Run, and assert that the brand will continue to thrive. Temple Run 2 received its most recent content update on August 6, 2022, and the original Temple Run received its latest update on August 12, 2021, to celebrate its 10-year anniversary. Without having been updated in over a year, one has to wonder, how does the game hold up a whole decade after its inception and release? Playing Temple Run today is still really fun. About 2 months ago, I reinstalled the game on my iPhone so that I had something to do whenever I had free time, and it fits that role just as well now as it did in 2011. When I started over, I tried to only upgrade the magnet and coin values, but I accidentally ended up buying invincibility. Thankfully, max upgrading any power-up allows you to disable it, so collecting enough coins to fully upgrade the invincibility and the boost became my main mission. All in all, the task was very fun. One minor issue I had was the presence of forced ads. While I understand the reason for including them, they can be a bit annoying. Every time you end a run, an ad will play. Swiping out of the app to dodge the ad will cause you to forfeit any coins you gained during the previous run. I don't recall these being in the game when it first released, or when it first went free, but perhaps my memory is wrong. The other instances of ads sit well with me, such as watching an ad to get a revive, or to double your coins after a run, but having to watch one in order to play again can be a little grating. Now that I've upgraded everything I could have wanted to upgrade, I tend to just sacrifice my coins by swiping out of the app for a chance to run again, or I'll accept the revive offer and actually gain something from the ad. It is worth mentioning that you can use airplane mode to avoid the ads. The game doesn't require Wi-Fi, but this of course comes with the risks of missing phone calls or text messages while you're playing the game. Before reinstalling Temple Run, I had Temple Run 2 installed on my phone, but it didn't feel the same. The aesthetics are different, the gameplay feels different, and it feels like there's a lot more to understand. In Temple Run, the maze is fairly easy to differentiate into 3 segments: left, right, and center, and it's easy to tell when you need to tilt the phone to cause the runner to bias towards one side. In Temple Run 2, I find it far less intuitive to know when to lean to avoid obstacles or falling off the track. The game is still perfectly functional, and I'm sure some people see it as an absolute upgrade, but the original is definitely more my cup of tea. A good comparison for this, in my mind, is RuneScape's differing versions. RuneScape 3 and Old School RuneScape are both supported and available in the modern era, despite Old School RuneScape being technologically inferior and far less graphically impressive. Tens of thousands of players flock to Old School as opposed to modern RuneScape due to it being better in their eyes. I give praise to Imangi Studios for keeping both Temple Run and Temple Run 2 as separate functioning games, instead of making Temple Run 2 a massive overhaul update to the original game. Having the option to play Old School Temple Run is very nice. Overall, the game is just as simple, easy, and fun as it was when it was first released. If you ever have a moment, I encourage everyone to download Temple Run again, even if it's just for a run or two. So Temple Run is still fantastic, that much is clear, but what does the future of the game and its franchise look like? From looking at the App Store charts, it appears that the age of the Endless Runner is most likely behind us. With the exception of Subway Surfers, none of the top 50 free iPhone games are traditional Endless Runners. Additionally, and this is just my perspective, but it seems that mobile games serve a very different purpose today than they did 10 years ago. Perhaps it's just people my age, but I often see someone scrolling through Instagram or TikTok before class starts than seeing them play a game. Social media is omnipresent, and I'd reckon people choose to spend their short bursts of free time that way, as opposed to messing around on a mobile game. The developers of Temple Run acknowledge a phenomenon similar to this, as on their website they state, Imangi is focused on growing and developing the Temple Run brand through a variety of opportunities, including new mobile games, both runner and non-runner, and beyond. With the most recent franchise release being a match 3 game in a similar vein to Candy Crush or Homescapes, it appears that the developers are very aware of the current market. I'm unsure if a third main series Temple Run installment could bring about a new age of endless runners, as I don't know if it would capture a wide enough market. Mobile games these days seem to be moving away from being short time wasters and more towards being more complex gaming experiences. Or they're ad spam games. Either way, it seems that today's iPhone games want you to keep playing for longer than before. In spite of its age, Temple Run is still a vastly successful game. At the time of recording, the original Temple Run is still in the top 100 free iPhone games, meaning people are still downloading it to experience some classic mobile gameplay. I eagerly look forward to what's next for the series, but I also look forward to being able to play some old school Temple Run whenever I'm free for a minute or two. While Temple Run might not have been the first Endless Runner to be released, it was the first one to capture my heart, and it still captures my heart to this day.